Hello once again, good people. It's the 2-week roundup once again, and this time we come at you from, you'll never guess, it's a bit random this one, we come at you from Cameroon. Yes, it's a country in Central Africa. Population, if you didn't know, I didn't, 22.25 million, and the main languages, there's quite a few languages, but the main ones are English and French. The capital is Yaoundé, and the country was only formed in 1961, well, so it isn't that long length of time. And we're indoors, we're in the Benedict Museum of Montfabi, which again I probably pronounced wrong, but it's the main art museum in Yaoundé. Cameroon, of course, contains many works of art, chief thrones and tools, and from the tribes that originally settled in Cameroon that used to rule the country. Great stuff, eh? Cameroon. Cameroon, you come and go, you come and go.
Hello, we're here for the live match between Cameroon and Leeds United. Kick-off approaching, so here's John Motson with Chris Waddle.
Yes, hello, and Chris Waddle's here with me. The weather just about perfect for football, Chris?
Conditions are just about perfect here, and the first 15 minutes will be all important.
Yeah, let's not mention that Cameroon song ever again. I'm now at Mount Cameroon. Did you know there's active volcanoes in Cameroon? Well, there are, and this is the biggest one. It's Mount Cameroon. Last erupted in 2012, and it's situated along the west side of the country, I believe. So before we come to the top 6, the gameplay videos we looked at this time round, let's have a quick look as we go through the Pinball arcades. Let's have a look at the 2 tables we looked at this time as we start season 4. Yep, going good. The first table is the Phantom of the Opera. Don do la 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 la. Camera. Shut up. Yeah, and this is not based on the musical by Andrew Lloyd Webber, but Phantom of the Opera, the original book from ages ago. I did say when it was in the review, but I've temporarily forgotten. Hooray! Well done, Nick. Well, this is not a bad table. It captures all the elements from the Phantom of the Opera. Great play field, quite a few things to do, quite a lot of stuff to hit, and yeah, it'll keep you occupied. It's one of the better ones. Don't expect any of the show tune from Phantom of the Opera, because as I said, it's not based on that at all. You could be led to think that, so I don't blame you. This table come out in, or the digital recreation come out in 2014 by Farsight Studios, as so did the next one, which we're going to come to. The next one is a bit of a mismatch of tables. It encompasses quite a lot of other tables welded together, some lot of features. It's Party Zone, also a DLC in 2014, the second table in Season 4. There's loads to do in this one. What I like about this table is it doesn't take itself too seriously. If you aim for something and miss, you're bound to get something else. Quite a lot of things to hit. It borrows a lot of stuff from other tables, as I say. Most notably is the Dancing Barbecue from Elvira and the Party Monsters. From another table called Animal something or other. That's a detailed review. But yeah, so Phantom of the Opera and Party Zone also includes Dr. Dude and his excellent Ray. Out of the 2, my slight preference is for Phantom of the Opera if you was going to push me. Yes. Don't think it's going to erupt.
No way past the defender. Ipua. Olembe. He's the keeper beaten, and it's in the back of the net.
You knew he wouldn't miss there. Great skill on the ball.
That's a bit better, isn't it, than the Volcano Place. It's a botanical gardens. It's a Limbe Botanical Gardens, situated in the town or city of Limbe, which basically is the main tourist area, as I believe, in Cameroon. Correct me if I'm wrong if you're from Cameroon. No one comments from Cameroon. I do not know why. I need to do something to appeal to more people in Cameroon. But anyway, there's an active nightlife there, and this particular garden was founded by German settlers. It's got quite a lot of stuff in it. Good. No animals though to claw my eyes out, which is good. So anyway, that's the background covered. What have we looked at this time round? Starting from 6, the worst, and going to the first. Well, in 6th place this time is not a bad game. It's just that there's not much to it. And before I loaded it, I was expecting a lot and didn't really get that much. But anyway, it's a Red Dwarf Trivia Quiz, the Championship Edition by Astro Software in 1994 on the Commodore Amiga. Now, when I first saw this to have a look at, I thought, oh, excellent, we're going to get lots of cool Red Dwarf stuff from the TV show, which I love. We're going to get lots of graphics, lots of music, and it's really going to be submersive. It isn't, but that's my fault for building it up too much. It's based, I think, the programming a lot on the original Workbench display, so it's white writing on a blue background, and it asks some ridiculously difficult questions. Now, I'm a fan of Red Dwarf there. Dave Lister, the Cat, Crichton, Holly, Arnold Rimmer, all classic characters. So yeah, to not have any music in this or graphics, it wasn't a licensed game, I don't think. Someone gave this to me. Now, I thought it was maybe a full price game, but I don't think so now. I think it's public domain, which was made by amateurs. But for what it is, if you don't hype it up, it's okay, but it can't compete with the big boys. So in 6th place, Red Dwarf Trivia Quiz. Check that out if you can, but I wouldn't pay any serious money for it, maybe not even 50p. In 5th place on the ZX Spectrum, it's Galaxy Force by Activision in 1989. We got a few reviews from 1989 this time. What can I say about this? The Spectrum is attempting a hell of a lot here on this arcade conversion. It has a bold stab at it, but it's an absolute mess. A lot of the time you can't see what's going on. I mean, the first level's okay. You're in a starship approaching a planet, and you have to go through the entrance there when you kill a lot of aliens and starships, which is okay, but not brilliant. Then as soon as you get into that bit, there's lots of tunnels, you just can't see what the hell is going on. It's colour clash, same colour on same colour as well. Frame rate is slow, but to be honest with you, they did well, the coders, to even get this game working at all on the ZX Spectrum, but like a lot of conversions, they was rather attempting too much. They did okay, but as I say, it doesn't feel like a finished game. It looks like absolute dung ball. So in 5th place, although I can't knock the coders down, as I say, because they're genius to get it even working at all. 5th place, so check that out, Galaxy Force. And in 4th place this time, originally I had this in 3rd, it was up in 2nd at one point, it was down in 5th, I really couldn't decide where to put this. It's Strider on the Commodore Amiga, converted by US Gold in 1989. Based on the arcade cabinet, it has a few frame rate issues, well, a lot of frame rate issues, but it's nice and colourful. You control a central character who must defeat an evil boss and rescue God knows who. The arcade was a big hit. Now, what rescues this a little bit is, because I played it back in the day, I review this with my nostalgia glasses on, and I really love the music. It takes me back to an era where I was, I don't know, probably 12, 13, something like that. I might be remembering it wrong, but it's just the atmosphere that gets me. The game isn't really that brilliant, and there are better versions about. I reviewed this previously on the ZX Spectrum, and that was pretty crappy. Again, they done a good job, but it was monochrome, that one. This one has got a lot more colour in it, so if you had the ZX Spectrum at the time loaded Strider, this was a good upgrade on the 16-bit system. I played it with a cheat on because this and the sequel, which we're going to review later on down the line, were really difficult. So then, in 6th place was on the Commodore Amiga, Red Dwarf Trivia Quiz, the Championship Edition. I don't know if the original edition has got easier questions. That was in 1994. In 5th place was Galaxy Force on the ZX Spectrum by Activision in 1989. And clocking up 4th place this time, failing to get into the top 3, was Strider by US Gold in 1989.
Excellent stop under pressure.
It's a goal! The keeper obviously in need of a new compass here. A terrible mistake.
I can only suggest he wants a transfer to the other side, and if he does that again, he may get one.
So another look at the goal then.
So I've moved away from those lovely botanical gardens, as nice as they were, and we've got a bit more wildlife here. It's the other end of the spectrum. This is the Waza National Park. I'm founded in 1934. I'm sure we're safe because the warden's gone and he's driven off and we're in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, animals that live in this park are the West African lion. Oh dear. Bush elephant, hyenas, don't they claw your eyes out or something? Water bucks, gazelles, the Sudan cheetah. I can't outrun that. Giraffes, geese, they seem a bit easier to take on. Egrets, what the hell are they? And ostriches, and a number of other stuff. But before I get eaten to death and pulled away in some sort of lair somewhere, let's look at the top 3 games we looked at in this 2-week roundup. In third place then, on the ZX Spectrum, the New Zealand Story by Ocean, again in 1989. This is an arcade conversion. When I originally reviewed this on the Commodore Amiga, I was less than impressed, but pretty much everyone else in the comments loved it, so I was in isolation there. Don't always have to agree, but yeah, it made me rethink. But this Spectrum game, I think this is quite good. I prefer this to the Amiga version. This is on the 128K, this review, because I couldn't get the 48K version to work. Really nice music, it's monochrome, and that's pretty much what I expected. But great level design, it's a good conversion really. I was bloody awful at the gameplay, but that quite often happens with me, because I'm a bit unfamiliar with this one. And I played it with a cheat on, so must have died a zillion times. But you control a kiwi bird, and you must rescue all the other kiwis that have been kidnapped by some nasty person. Check that one out, the New Zealand Story, on the ZX Spectrum, 1989. It is an arcade conversion. Now the first and second in this week's, I couldn't really decide in their order, and again they switched around numerous times. In second place then, could have been first, but it's second, is Driver on the PlayStation 1, published by GT Interactive in 1999. This game was an absolute classic at the time. If you like 60s and 70s car chases in the style of Starsky and Hutch, etc., you'll absolutely love this. There's a full story mode and a number of other smaller game modes if you have trouble getting into it. Back in the day, because you have to do a garage section first of all, in a multi-storey car park, we do lots of stunts in a certain time zone, and the game only really starts once you've completed that really, and I've lost all my skills since back in the day, and I didn't actually get into the full game, so we played a lot of the mini games. But if you can get a hold of a copy of Driver, I fully recommend that game. Had a number of sequels afterwards, but Driver is the one I pretty much played. It's a sandbox area to drive around, different towns to unlock, but you do start off with Miami and the fantastic San Francisco. Unlike Grand Theft Auto, you can run people over whenever you want. The people are a bit more sprightly here and always seem to get out of the way at the last second. The police are still after you, you have to do various missions and infiltrate gangs and basically solve crime. You control a character called Tanner. Really nice game, this one. On the PC, it had a longer draw length, I'm told. Look better. But on the PlayStation 1, held together quite well. In the actual game, you do missions, which I didn't get to because I didn't complete the garage bit, where you answer people speaking on your answer machine, and sometimes you get the occasional wrong, crazy number. So what does that leave in first place then? Bit of a surprise really, because when I played this I didn't expect it to go in first place, but it's so well executed as a game in a very compact and saturated genre, I had to give it the full plaudits. It is The King of Fighters EX2 Howling Blood by Atlas in 2003, come out on the Game Boy Advance. Now I really should have reviewed the first game in this series before reviewing this one, so we're doing it back to back, so I don't know how good the first one is, but this second one is absolutely stunning. Bear in mind this is on a handheld, the graphics are bright, they're well detailed, and the animation is brilliant. Not only is it a fighting game, but there's modes where you can do sort of like tag team temporarily, where one of your other team members comes in and does a special move. But basically you select 3 team members, and when one's destroyed or beaten up, the next one comes on. So it's you against another random 3 players, generated by the computer. Cool backgrounds, animated backgrounds, great sound on it. There's nothing bad I can say about this game. The King of Fighters EX2 Howling Blood. Now we will be having a look at the first one soon, called Neo Blood, I believe. So just to round that up then, in this 2-week period, in third place was the New Zealand Story on the ZX Spectrum by Ocean in 1989. In second place, Driver on the PlayStation 1 by GT Interactive in 1999. And the winner this 2-week period round was The King of Fighters EX2 Howling Blood on the Game Boy Advance by Atlas in 2003. What was that?
And it's all over. The referee blows for full time, just the one goal in it. 4-3 the score as they head for the dressing rooms. A match we'll remember for some time.
Wow, what a match. Can't believe the final score, John. I was half expecting a boring 0-0 affair, but they've really turned on the entertainment here.
Well folks, thanks for watching the videos this time. That's it for this 2-week roundup. Next time we might be in a different country, but I am wrestling with the idea of maybe changing the format and going a bit studio based. We've visited a few countries, haven't we? So, you know, I might be at another country next time, or I might be with a big screen behind me. Tell me what you think below. Do you want the country sort of like roundup to continue, or do you think it holds no relevance in a retro gaming channel? Until next time, take care, love hearing from you, and goodbye.
Goodbye.